The people who made it onto Forbes' list of the world's billionaires in 2022 belong to a diverse range of industries and professions, such as real estate, offering different kinds of services, entertainment, fashion, product creation, and such. Some acquired their wealth through hard work, while others simply got lucky and inherited it. And today, we are going to talk about which are the industries where the majority of the world's billionaires made their fortunes. In other words, the fields of endeavor that have the most potential to open doors leading to this exclusive group. Continue following along with us to the very end of our countdown, and you will discover which industry was given the highest ranking overall. Welcome to Billionista. If you love videos about luxury living, please subscribe and click the bell so you never miss a video. And don't forget to like and share too. Now, let's have a look at the 10 industries that are the most likely to turn you into a billionaire so that we can get some ideas. At number 10, media and entertainment. This industry is responsible for the wealth of 4% of the world's billionaires. Basically, these things will continue to occupy a significant place in all of our lives. Reading, listening to music, watching movies or television, playing video games, subscribing to channels on YouTube, or any other type of amusement that people will think of in the future. People will constantly look for methods to pass the time and enjoy themselves. And thanks to social media, if you're an entertainer, it's never been simpler to establish yourself as an influencer in your field and build a personal brand. Oprah Winfrey and Jay-Z are two examples of entertainers who have amassed billions of dollars through their careers. For Oprah, the publishing industry, and for Jay-Z, the fashion industry. Both of these examples show that diversifying your income streams outside of your primary activity is beneficial for those who work in the entertainment industry and want to join the ranks of the ultra-wealthy. Moving on to number 9. Energy. Solar is the energy source that is expanding at the fastest rate. At this point, it provides less than 1% of the energy that the world requires. However, during the following few years, it is anticipated that this number would rise to anywhere between 5 and 20%. This has been one of the most reliable strategies for accumulating wealth. This is due to the fact that everyone uses energy. Hence, it is quite unlikely that this will ever change. However, the kind of energy that we use will shift as a result of these changes. During the early stages of the modern economy, a significant number of the world's first ultra-wealthy built their fortunes in the energy sector, including the oil entrepreneur John D. Rockefeller. This industry is responsible for producing 4% of the world's current billionaires, and it's almost certain that renewable energy will be a booming industry in the not-too-distant future. Because we have no choice, the globe is becoming more environmentally friendly. In addition, renewable energy is not only more cost-effective than oil or gas, but its supply is also not constrained in any way. It is not without reason that they term it renewable. Even Tesla CEO Elon Musk has made significant investments in solar energy through the company's subsidiary SolarCity. People who are capable of coming up with unique solutions for other renewable energy sources also have a significant amount of potential, such as environmentally beneficial means of storing energy, hydropower, geothermal energy, and wind power. Number 8. Engineering. You don't need formal engineering training to succeed. If you have a clever idea and the ability to follow it through to completion, that, my friend, is a good start. A good example of this is James Dyson, the man responsible for the world's first bagless vacuum. Since then, he's expanded his product line to include a variety of additional home appliances, such as washers and dryers. He is now the richest person in the United Kingdom, with a net worth of $16 billion thanks to these brilliant engineering feats. And did you know that this sector also accounts for 4% of the world's billionaires? A requirement for inclusion is the creation of an engineering marvel that solves an issue that has never been addressed before, one that has the ability to shake up an entire market just like James Dyson did. Number 7. Healthcare. The pharmaceutical industry offers the best opportunity to amass a 10-figure bank balance. Alternatively, You may build cutting-edge medical equipment or establish a network of private hospitals or clinics. The owners of the pharmaceutical industry make up a significant portion of the world's ultra-wealthy in healthcare, and Chinese billionaires hold 5 of the top 10 positions on the list of the world's richest people. But there are other players on the list hailing from the United States of America, Germany, Switzerland, and India. This goes to show that if you have the knowledge and the motivation, you can make waves in this field no matter where you're from. But have you ever asked why? Maintaining our physical health is, without a doubt, one of the most fundamental requirements. In addition, we spend a significant amount of money on it. A huge portion of this money, whether it was spent directly on medical expenses, indirectly in the form of taxes, or directly on health insurance, finds its way into the bank accounts of 6% of the world's billionaires. And it shouldn't come as a surprise that the pandemic has made more people in this profession wealthy enough to be classified as billionaires. And there's no doubt that a career in medicine can lead to financial success. But billionaire? Almost certainly not. Number 6. Fashion. The fashion business is responsible for producing 5% of the world's billionaires, with Phil Knight, the founder of Nike, being one of them. In addition to well-known brands such as Stefano Gabbana, Giorgio Armani, Domenico Dolce, and Ralph Lauren. Having something to wear is more than just a requirement for survival. We're happy to part with our money in order to purchase something to wear that will enhance our appearance. And for a lot of people, the ability to splurge on some high-end branded things on the weekend is one of the primary drivers behind putting in long hours at work. In short, this is one of the primary motivators. Consider also the fact that talented designers might command extremely high markups for their work. The reason behind this is that the prices of fashion items are based more on their perceived value than the cost of the underlying commodities or the actual differentiation from other brands. It's possible that you were surprised to learn that the fashion industry is such a powerhouse. But when you really stop to think about it, it all makes perfect sense. There is a significant possibility of making a lot of money out of this if you can figure out the correct formula. Before we proceed to the next on the list, I just want to ask if you have your personal favorites among the 5 industries we've mentioned already. Let us know in the comment section below because I want to hear from my viewers and get that conversation going. And now, back to the list. Number 5. Food and beverages. Around 8% of the world's billionaires come from a background in the food and drink industry. In order to join their ranks, you will need to devise innovative strategies for the production of food, as well as its processing and distribution. The Forbes list of the world's richest people in this industry is filled with successors to fortunes, such as members of the Mars and Heineken families. However, there are also a significant number of billionaires who achieved their success on their own, as in the case of DHANIN CHEARAVANONT of Thailand, who transformed the chicken seed shop that his father owned into an agricultural enterprise worth $15 billion. ZONG QINGHOU, a Chinese businessman, gained his fortune through the bottled drinks giant WAHA and currently has a net worth of $12 billion, or Daniel LUBETZKY, a Mexican-American, has a net worth of $1.2 billion. He got the idea for the first Kind bar while on a business trip in Australia, and got the idea from eating a complete fruit and nuts bar there. He went on to found the company Kind. No matter what is going on in the world, we will always have the necessity to consume food and drink. Number 4. Retail. The wealth of 6.5% of the world's billionaires can be traced to this industry, but realize that in the future, there will probably be fewer billionaires produced as a result of it. This is due to the fact that the majority of billionaires in this industry are heirs to fortunes that were amassed over a significant amount of time, such as the ALBRECHT family, who were given the ALDI business empire as an inheritance, or the 7 WALTON children, who are the legal heirs to the Walmart fortune. And what about the industry that's leading the charge to take it over? Tech and business services are something that will be discussed in greater depth later on, and one example of this would be the online retail juggernaut Amazon.com. Either way, we'll have to keep on buying things, whether it's online or through more traditional means such as physical stores. Number 3. Real estate. Bear in mind that purchasing a home is one of the single most important financial decisions we will ever make, in which we will spend the most of our money. As a result, it should come as no surprise that one may make enormous sums of money in the real estate market, which accounts for 9% of all billionaires in the world today. This is due to the fact that not only does this industry provide our fundamental requirement for shelter, it is expected that there would be an increase in demand for it as a result of the expanding population. There are a few different ways to enter it. You could begin your career in the real estate industry. You might also start a construction company or become a supplier of building materials to the building industry. Real estate is, without a doubt, where Donald Trump has made the majority of his income. However, his fortune of little more than $2 billion isn't even close to that of other American real estate magnates like Donald BREN with $16.4 billion or the $7.6 billion of Stephen Ross, or any one of the world's 5 richest real estate investors. All of them hail from either China or Hong Kong and are led by JIAYIN, who is estimated to be worth $37 billion. Yet Trump is still one of the wealthiest people in the industry. But it doesn't matter where you're from. If you're smart and you get a little bit of luck along the way, investing in real estate is a fantastic way to amass a fortune since the industry has had some of the highest price increase in the past few years. Number 2. Banking and Finance. The field of banking and finance is responsible for the creation of 15% of the world's billionaires. There were a few of them who were successful as private investors, others from beginning their own investment companies, and others as investors in startup companies. Many people consider Warren Buffett to be the most successful investor in the history of the planet. Currently, Buffett ranks 4th on the list of the world's richest people with a net worth of $90 billion. Imagine a tremendously successful company in any field, and pick one at random. Someone who understood precisely how to invest money and then grow it was like the driving force behind that accomplishment. And because of the investments that they made, not only did they contribute to the development of that company, but they also saw a significant increase in their personal wealth. Number 1. Tech and business services. 9% of all billionaires made their money in the technology industry. If that figure is going to shift, it will almost certainly go in the positive direction. This is because our personal lives are dependent on technology. To engage in conversation, to go shopping, to be entertained, or to search for a ride-share service. There is no part of the economy that does not rely on technology in the modern era. It is used by businesses not just to conduct transactions, but also to disseminate their message to the general public, to facilitate distribution and logistics, and for plenty of other purposes. It is the industry that is home to the majority of the most well-known billionaires in the world, including Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk. In addition to this, there is a thriving market for new billionaires. The majority of those on the list of self-made billionaires under the age of 30 come from the tech industry. Among them is John Collison, the man who started the startup Stripe, which processes internet payments, and even SPIEGEL, the creator of the app Snapchat. As time goes on, previous versions of software and hardware become increasingly incomparable with newly created software and technology. It appears that this trend will continue to quicken in the near future as a result of the introduction of 5G and the prospects that it will provide. The important thing is to keep an eye on the technology that is either already here or is on its way, and to consider what kinds of new opportunities it can present. The Internet of Things, virtual reality, augmented reality, self-driving cars, and artificial intelligence, that is AI, are all large fields that have a good chance of producing billionaires in the years to come. In addition, there is a subfield that overlaps with the field that we discussed earlier, and that is telemedicine. We've reached the end of the road for today. However, we would be more than happy to hear your opinions on the matter. Tell us in the comments how it went. Before we totally end this video, I want to remind you of some advice that those billionaires quoted. Bill Gates, the man who started Microsoft and is considered one of the richest individuals on the planet, with an estimated total wealth of $90 billion, said that, "If you are born poor, it's not your mistake, but if you die poor, it's your mistake." You have no control over the environment into which you were born. There's nothing you can do about it. However, what comes next is all up to you to decide. You might not be able to decide to become a billionaire, but you do have the ability to enhance both your life and your financial situation at any point in time. Work hard and make mistakes, learn from them, and venture out into the industry that suits you best. Even Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before he made a light bulb work. So don't be afraid to fail and keep up the good work. So Billionistas, which industry will you make your first million in? Let me know in the comments. That's it for this time. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time!